Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Going through another daily transfer status update. Today we're going to talk about a new link. It's Edinson Cavani of PSG, the 32-year-old Uruguay striker. It seems like he's surplus to requirements in Paris. Not sure what to make about this one. Again, it just seems like another stopgap player, which I'm not really sure we should be going after at 32. Yeah, sure, he's still a good player, but I'm not so sure. I think we should be looking to, forget all that kind of stuff now and just go on and grab, the players that are worth 40, 50 million that can have got like at least 6, 7, 8 good years in them. He's been out of favour with PSG this season. I think he's only made 4 starts. That's because of Mbappe and Neymar, which sort of begs the question, why would he come to Arsenal? I mean, we've got Lacazette and we've got Aubameyang, so how's he going to get past them? And even then, we've got players like Martinelli and also Pepe. I know he's playing on a wing, but we've got plenty of attacking options. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments below, whether you think we should sign him or someone else. Ultimately, I think we should just be signing defenders or some sort of midfielder who can help protect our defence. It's where, we've got away with it for 10 years, or we haven't really got away with it, and it's now got to a point where we really need to buy someone in that position. I don't believe this nonsense about, it's January, people aren't available. If you pay enough money, they'll come. We've got £220 million in the bank, so it's not like we're skint. So the money's there. I don't get why we don't do it. It could have a massive effect on our season. Someone was making a good point the other day that, top 4's gone. Well, we're only 3 points behind Tottenham, and people are saying that they're challenging for top 4. So I don't think we're that far behind, but I think we need to kick on now and really get some of these players in the transfer window. It's another annoying thing that we just seem to be linked to all these stopgap players. When we are linked with defenders, recently it looks like things like Jerome Boateng, who's now 31. So he hasn't been getting into the Bayern Munich team, which again begs the question, well, why would we want him then? He's 31, he's obviously on the decline. He's not getting in the Bayern team, which says a lot to start with. And he's got to get used to the pace of the Premier League. Well, how long is that going to take him? 6 months to the end of the season? So why bother? Why don't you just go out and splash out that money on Upamecano or the Demiral or something that we need? Which brings me nicely on to Demiral, actually. I've not seen a lot of him play. I wonder what you guys are thinking of him. Do you watch a lot of Italian football or Juventus? I know he's not really been getting a game there. So, again, it begs the question, why would we sign him? I know they've got, some pretty sick centre-backs like De Ligt and Bonucci and Chiellini, etc. But ultimately, why would we spend 30-odd million on him? So he's another player we've been linked with. However, I'd be happier to get him than, again, a Boateng who's clearly past it. A bit fed up with all these stopgap signings. Because at the end of the day, all that happens is we sign him, and in the summer it means we won't get someone like Demiral or Upamecano who's worth 40, 50 million because we've got him. So why bother? Just go out and get the guy you need. Again, Upamecano, I mean, they're top of the Bundesliga at the moment, Leipzig, so I'm not sure they'd sell in the summer. However, saying that, in the summer, he's only got 6 months left, a year left on his contract, which means his value will massively go down, and he could, in fact, even run down his contract and just leave for nothing the year after. So again, I think that if we offer enough money for him, we'll get him. But whether we'll do that or not, I'm not so sure. It was a shame, really, because if we were a top elite club, like we should be acting like, that's exactly what we do. Moving on then to Max Aarons of Norwich. Again, we've been linked with him. Looks a really good, young, promising, up-and-coming player. Again, I've said in previous videos, if you haven't seen it yet, about what I've said about Bellerin, go check them out on my YouTube channel. Bellerin, so again, I don't see him being at the club much longer. And if he is here for much longer, I don't think he's good enough. He's not reached the potential that everyone said he would when we got him from Barcelona. And again, if he is in the team, he's usually quite quickly injured within about 10 days or so. So again, I just think we need another right back. And if Max Aarons is as good as people say he is, then we should definitely maybe put in a bid for him, or at least inquire about him. One good other point I want to mention as well is obviously Arteta's doing great at the moment. He's done really well. Even when we lost against Chelsea, we're still playing brilliantly. We was really unlucky, really, to lose that game. But the one thing I do want to mention is, sooner or later, that new manager bounce is going to end. Now, whether that's against Crystal Palace on Saturday, or the next game after that, or a month or two from now, it will end. That immediate high for when you get a new manager in. So even more reason, in my opinion, to splash out and get these players that we need. Another thing is, if we wait till the summer, well, everybody else is going to be looking at him then, aren't they? Leicester City made inquiry about Demiral, apparently. Manchester City are looking at Upamecano as well, and so are Spurs, I think, potentially interested. No doubt there'll be loads of other clubs who will then be interested, especially if he's only got a year left in his contract. So again, I think, I can't see it happening, but I really, really think Arsenal should go out and get a top-class centre-back, like one of them guys for 40, 50 million pounds. Nathan Aké's another one. I think this guy divides opinion. I actually think he's going to be a really good centre-back. He's 24 now, and I think he's just coming up to the point where he's really going to show how good he is. A lot of people don't seem to think so. That's cool. They think they want something better, like Upamecano. But then you could argue, well, what's Upamecano done that Nathan Aké hasn't? If anything, Aké's had 3 or 4 seasons in the Premier League, so he's up to speed on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Would you be happy with Boateng if it was a stopgap till the end of the season? Or are you just like, no, we need to go out and spend 40, 50 million on a top-class defender? Let me know what you guys think about that. Players going out from the club. So, interestingly enough, Mustafi was left out of the FA Cup match against Leeds on Monday night, which suggests that potentially they're looking for a move away from him. That would be absolutely brilliant. I know Emery tried to do that and failed. It's not easy. I mean, he's not exactly covering himself with glory at the moment, Mustafi, so I wouldn't have thought there'd be many takers out there, although, usually there's somebody who's crazy enough to take a chance on him. So let's hope that comes out. And Nketiah, another one we recalled off Leeds from loan because he wasn't getting a game there. If he would have played against Leeds United, we wouldn't have been able to loan him out again because you're going to play for 2 clubs in the same year, same season. So it looks like we are looking to loan him out again with both Bristol clubs, I think, being mentioned about that. Xhaka as well, big news about him. Arteta says that he wants him to stay to the end of the season. And it looks like he's had a word with him and he is going to stay until the end of the season, despite agreeing the terms with Hertha Berlin. Which is quite frustrating, really, especially as I'm not a Xhaka fan. Again, another player who divides opinion. But I can see why it might be a bad time to sell him. If we can't get a replacement for him, then we're just weakening someone who can come and help protect our defence. I know he's not doing a great job of it at the moment, but at least we've got a player there. For me, the best case scenario is that he does leave to Hertha Berlin and we get a good replacement for him. But again, will Arsenal do that? Who knows? It waits to be seen. Hopefully they're negotiating with lots of clubs behind the scenes and see what they come up with. Moving on, just want to make a point, financial fair play. So how it works is you can only spend what you bring in. So people who are going on about the Cronkies, yes, I totally agree. I don't want him in the club. I hope he fucks off. The guy hasn't cared really in the last 10 years he's been here. But people banging on going, it's the owner not putting money into the club. Just so you know, you can't do that anymore. You can't go and grab £200 million out of your bank account and put it into the club and go, there you go, splash £200 million. You can't do that anymore. You can only buy what you bring in, which is, in my opinion, is brilliant because I think, when Abramovich and the oil money from the Man City guys sort of come in, it sort of ruined football a bit. They could just go out and buy anyone they wanted and it didn't really give anyone else a chance. Chelsea, as you can see, have had to tighten up on that a bit. I know they've been on a transfer ban, but they can only now buy what's, from money that they bring in, that through player sales or whatever else. So people who are calling for them to split the Cronkies to splash £500 million or whatever it is, they can't do that. We can only spend on what we bring in. But we do, like I said, have £220 million in the bank, so there is money for players should we need it. That's the end of my transfer daily update today. If you've got any comments, any questions, leave it in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and stick a thumbs up on the video. Until next time, see you later, guys.